I feel like before we even should start, disclaimer for this. If you like this movie, you're an idiot and I hate you. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 65 of the Movie ReBrew podcast. I'm your host, Keegan Holland. With me is my co-host, Mike Jennison.
The dead is alive.
The dead speak.
I blew it. I guess it was a different guess he was on a different transporter.
It's The dead is alive makes about as much sense as the real line, anyways. From the title, you obviously know we're doing Star Wars today. No news. We're just going to get right into it. We are drinking beer because that's the only way I'll be able to get through this.
And me and Keegan are in the same room.
Yes.
I could touch him right now.
Happy holidays. So, Mike, you picked this one.
Yep. I was looking at all the beers. I was trying to find something that summed up this movie. So I got Mad Tree because this movie made Keegan extremely mad in theaters. Vocally. He was vocally very upset during the theater.
And physically.
And then I got It's Mad Tree, and the beer is called Psychopathy because you have to be a psychopath to enjoy this movie. Have you ever had this?
No. I've had like one Mad Tree before.
I've had a Mad Tree before. I'm not quite sure if it's this one, but
It's an IPA. Is like this their standard?
There was only Mad Tree one there at Trader Joe's, so I'd imagine this is the one. Madness in a can. Embrace the madness. Embrace the can.
Interesting. It's probably not a good thing that I just brushed my teeth right before this, but not loving it so far.
It's an IPA. 6.9%. That's a good percentage. It's a nice percentage.
Nice. Oh, boy.
You can't handle the truth.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Okay, so for this review, I'm going to try my damnedest to make it a review and not a rant. Angrily yelling about stuff and then eventually nitpicking stuff. I'm going to try to not nitpick and just talk about script issues, story issues, and not get into every little thing I think is dumb. Though I'm sure I'll get there at some point, but...
So do you want to just give scores real quick? I think, get into spoilers, because I feel like if you're listening...
Yeah. And obviously, I didn't like it. You didn't like it. We've already kind of revealed that. But I think there is merit to it in terms of musically. John Williams obviously is always great. Industrial Light and Magic. Incredible special effects as always. But that's kind of where it ends for me. Adam Driver is amazing still. Oscar Isaac's great. I mean, the actors are... I guess they're trying with what they're given. But I don't just dislike this movie. I hate this movie. I really hate this movie. I know people that liked The Last Jedi and liked this movie. I know people that hated The Last Jedi and liked this movie, so there are fans of it out there. I'm just not one of them. Score, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10, which is probably higher than you thought I was going to go.
It is higher.
But
I thought we were going to get a kin score. I thought we were going to get a 1.7.
I probably should give it a 1. I hate it, but just because I still love the cast so damn much. The music is still great, and it still looks good. So just on the quality of that alone, I give it a 4.
Yeah, so in my notes, I wrote thumbs down, I assume.
Thumbs down.
You're probably going to watch this movie.
I will watch it again. I wonder if knowing how dog shit it is, if I'll like it more. But I lowered my expectations pretty low going in. And, I mean, by the opening crawl, I turned to you and said, oh boy.
Your text the day before was, the reviews are bad, but I feel like it can't be as bad as they're saying. Was it worse than you were at that point?
Oh my... It's worse. David Ehrlich put it the best. It's unfathomably bad. I couldn't believe walking out of the theater what we had just seen.
Yeah.
And that a company the size of Disney let that be the final product.
It's mind-blowing. How many people had their fingerprints on it and you still let that go?
I know. So many little things. Like, it makes no sense to me.
It was awful. And like... Usually movies that I don't like, I just kind of stop thinking about it and forget about it. And like movies that I really enjoy just kind of like stay in my head. But this movie keeps staying in my head.
I know. I can't stop thinking about it.
I hate it. I think this was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I'm being honest because like there's bad movies and then there's this movie. I don't even know if this is bad. It's like a train wreck and like a travesty. Because I like the first two movies. I thought the trilogy was actually going very well. The casting was out of this world good. I like the way that they were blending the old trilogy with the new, but I'm a big fan of The Last Jedi, so I think that's the reason why I felt that way. But to basically dedicate a movie to undoing 8.
And not only does it undo 8, it basically undoes everything that came before it. Like, my first note is the worst thing a sequel can do is make what came before it worse. And this absolutely does that. From episode 1 through episode 8, everything is worse because of this movie.
Yeah, and Disney was in an interesting spot, a really good spot, seeing as that, the prequels are, like, hated, or at least considered bad. But the prequels had nothing to do with this trilogy that they were about to embark on. It was, you're making a sequel of, like, the most beloved franchise of all time 30 years later with all the actors at that time still, like, alive and willing to do it. They were given a blank slate, unlimited money. They nailed the casting, which probably should have been the hardest part, and they nailed the first movie. And really the second movie, I think. And just to drop the ball, epically bad, and just make this an awful trilogy. And, like, I don't even care about these characters again. I don't want to see another movie with any of these characters again. Was something special. It was something, like, very special how bad you could ruin a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm giving this movie a 0.7. I honestly think this is my least favorite movie of all time. I will watch it again, and I think I'll be reminded. I think every time I go into watching this movie again, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Like, you gave it a 0.7. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just because you were upset after you saw the movie. And then every time I'm reminded of how much I hate this movie.
And it's recording on a Saturday. It's been 3 days or 2 days since we've seen it. So it's not like this is gut reaction. We've been stewing on this. I've been, like, searching to find people that are defending it with, like, realistic points. I can't find it.
No.
They're like, oh, it was fun, a great end of the trilogy, but there's never, like, a specific thing they liked about it. Like, I can't name one scene that I would go back and watch on its own. Like, I've watched the Throne Room Star Wars from Episode 8 fight 20 times. Like, even if you don't like that movie, that's a great scene. There's no good scenes in this. It's insane, like, how there's nothing here.
Yeah, and there was some comedic scenes that I probably would have laughed at from, like, Poe and Finn that I just wasn't even laughing at. I'm like, that was funny. Why aren't you laughing at that? It's
Yeah.
because I was, like, so taken out. Let's get into spoilers now.
Yeah. I could say more, but you've probably all seen it. Let's get to spoilers. I'm going to get my notes.
Okay. Well, we should start with the opening scroll and then just kind of roast it from there.
Yeah, so...
Well, going into this movie, what were your expectations? Because this is what I was thinking. I know Palpatine's laugh was in a trailer, but I didn't watch the newest trailer. Did they ever show Palpatine?
They never showed him. But speaking of Palpatine, it's weird that you learn Palpatine's in this movie from a trailer and then the crawl. They never show how he got back or why he's back.
No.
Like, this is a 4-hour movie jammed into 2.5 hours. There's so much that goes untold in this movie. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first 5 minutes are just leaps. Just like...
Oh, my God. Literally,
leaps.
I think how you respond to this movie completely depends on whether you read the opening crawl and just accept it. But me, I'm like, nope.
I couldn't get past Palpatine. It took me right out of the movie.
Yeah.
I never felt in the movie again. That's why the comedy missed. That's why the action missed. That's
Yeah.
why the score, except for Ray's theme, every other score just kind of felt like I felt disconnected from it. It's just I could never get back in the movie. I never
No,
got back in the
literally-
movie. And it just kept getting farther and farther out of the movie.
I know. For a crawl to take you out of it, that's bad. Like, that shouldn't happen. And
Well, here, this is my theory going into this. Okay, so I think I only watched one trailer, the one with the Palpatine laugh. I don't think I watched one after that. But I thought that it was just a bluff of some sorts, whether a force ghost or something.
yeah.
I never thought you'd see his actual body in it like this, especially from, 5 minutes in?
Early. You see him so early, and then not for, like, another hour and a half. But, yeah, you see him, like, almost immediately.
Yeah, and he's just the driving force of this movie. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it.
And, like, did he, like... Everyone knows he's back, too. How does everyone know he's back? He's beyond the Outer Rim in, like, some fuck-off planet somewhere.
It's not even in R2-D2's map.
Right. Yeah, like, they don't even know where it is, but everyone knows he's back. It doesn't even make any sense. And I'm already jumping to the end. Why does he reveal his plan to her? If you kill me, I will become you, whatever the fuck he says. Don't tell her that. She probably would have struck you down immediately if you didn't say that. Anyways, back to the beginning.
And then seeing Snoke's body floating around the thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so... It's going to become a rant very soon.
So we're still at the opening crawl.
Oh, okay. So once you get past the opening crawl, that either
This
you're on.
layer looks sick. Here's a positive. That layer looks incredible.
Again, ILM is great stuff.
Yeah.
So once you get past the opening crawl, whether you're on board or not, the first 40 minutes is a different movie. It's J.J. Abrams' Episode 8, where it's also a video game, where it's just fetch quest after fetch quest. Go to this planet to get this thing, to then go to this planet to get this thing, to then go to this planet. It's like 7 times they do that.
Which was such a mistake, seeing that he was jamming in so much plot in this movie.
Oh my god.
You didn't need that much action then.
Do that in the crawl.
Yeah.
Kylo has discovered a compass to Palpatine, whatever. Like, do that shit. Do that. Get that out of the way. Don't spend 40 minutes getting 2 compasses, a dagger, a translation, then rescuing Chewie. I was gonna say don't get me started on Chewie. That's where I'm going next.
I mean, maybe the worst scene in this whole entire series.
And it's one of like 7 fake outs they do.
And just this one's so unnecessary.
He must have been on a different transporter. They're in the desert. Where is the other transporter? How did he get to that transport? We can see I know, it's so funny. The field of vision we were given is it's everything. It can't be anywhere else.
Also, it's a smash cut of Chewie getting arrested. Why did they only arrest him? Why was he down there in the first place?
Yeah, Finn goes, "Hey, Chewie, go get Rey," and then he walks out. First off, why is Rey wandering? As she sensed Kylo or whatever.
Why does he have the dagger in his hands?
Yeah, why does he have the dagger? Anyways, so he goes out and roars, and then just wanders to get captured. What is he doing? So then, obviously, and that's the one time where I was like, oh my god, they just, I felt something for the first time an hour in. Oh my god, they killed Chewie. Unceremonious death. Wow, he's gone.
And the landing was cool. I was like, oh, Rey's super strong.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And then 30 seconds later, they show Chewie on the ship, and he's alive.
It was within a minute.
And also, God, when they get to when they go back to the ship to get him, Rey senses he's alive. You couldn't sense him on the desert that he's alive? Her force powers are just in and out to make it convenient. And then the fucking dagger. Thank God she happened to walk over that hill at that distance where it perfectly fit up against the Death Star. Are you kidding me? And then she pulls that thing out of the... Where did that come from?
You don't have to make it that complicated.
I know. And of course, C-3PO can't translate because it's Sith. Don't put any of that shit in the movie. Don't put any of that shit in the movie.
You're just adding more to the plot that already is jam-packed.
Yeah. Oh, just get get the compass and the crawl and go to the planet. And then they had to go. Why'd they go to Kerry Russell? Oh, to rewire C-3PO, who's also the best part of this movie, I think. Every line he has lands for me. He's actually hilarious. I'm not really a big 3PO fan, but he's actually this is his best movie by far. But yeah, they go to the Kerry Russell planet, who, boring-ass character. I think she's only in the movie to prove that Poe's not gay. I think, because...
I love how they gave Poe Han Solo's backstory in Episode 9.
Yeah, he's a spice runner now.
I mean, Poe was the most underutilized character.
And he's still good, though. All the humor, which if I wasn't so against the movie, I probably would have laughed, because he's delivering some decent lines, and his chemistry with everyone's good. But...
I like Poe, but having him vanish for half of the beginning of Force Awakens just killed all character development for him. And then here they're like, oh, he's a spice runner.
Yeah.
Oh, F you.
And also, when they blow up Kerry Russell's planet, how is she not on the planet? How is she still alive? They friggin' Alder on the planet. And they... Oh my god. So every ship they have... Okay, I'm going back to the beginning here. So the Emperor is Snoke, right? It's revealed. The entire time.
Snoke's Emperor is Snoke.
Yeah. Okay. Also, that's the laziest form of storytelling ever. He's been behind it all along. There was no evidence in 7 or 8 nothing whatsoever that he's been involved. This is clearly a break glass if Rian Johnson ruined your franchise, and this is a pure panic move. So
But just so they made let Rian Johnson do that movie then, if they were so against it.
Either JJ does all 3, or Ryan does all three. Or
someone else comes in for 9.
There needs, yes, it was supposed to be Colin. Granted, JG got put on really late in the process, and I feel bad for him, but you don't hire the writer of Batman vs. Superman and Justice League to help you write the fucking script. You just don't do that. So, if Palpatine is Snoke, but also Palpatine is sitting on a fleet of basically faster Death Stars, what the fuck is the First Order then? Why even go through the process of building a Starkiller base and a new fleet and a new army if you're sitting on the most powerful fleet that's ever existed? That's your First Order. What is this other shit? Like, the first 2 movies are pointless. And there's another reason they're pointless, which we'll get to in a little bit.
I
But
think the only thing offending that is that he wanted Adam Driver to be a powerful Sith Lord
before he got involved.
I think that's the process of it. Yeah, they thought that he needed to be a stronger Sith Lord. Maybe through the process of doing all the First Order stuff he would be. I mean, I don't know. But it's a stretch. But
Everything in here is... You need to suspend your disbelief throughout the entire movie.
yeah. I think what also affected this movie is that I knew it was just from Backlash of The Last Jedi, this is all happening. Like, it was almost an attack on Rian Johnson from J.J. Abrams in the back of my head. Another thing that was taking me completely out of this movie.
Yeah. But it's not like Ryan put him in a spot where he couldn't do anything. Rian Johnson ends 8 with them putting out a call on Crate to regather the resistance in the fringes of the galaxy. Yeah. Like, that's Luke's entire point, was inspiring a new hope amongst the galaxy. Lame to say that, but that's the point of that movie. And then, literally, in this movie, the call on Crate didn't work.
So they've been hiding.
So we've been hiding. But then Lando goes in 15 minutes, re-inspires the galaxy in the last fight. The movie before it ended with that already being done, basically. You were given the perfect endpoint to then continue that story. This is the worst form of improv. This is not yes and. This is no and go fuck yourself. Like, he didn't take a single string from The Last Jedi into this. Rose is sidelined.
Rose is painfully sidelined.
It's like so... I felt so bad for her. Because like Ryan loved her.
No, just say she died then.
Yeah.
I think he posted a picture at the premiere today.
Did he?
Rian Johnson. Yeah.
Someone tweeted like, I can't wait for the next Knives Out with Kelly Marie Tran as the lead. And he liked the tweet. He probably feels terrible for her. I don't even remember what I was saying, dude.
How he didn't take any of the strings.
Oh, yeah. So Kylo was supposed to be the big bad. Again, there needs to be an Emperor figure for some reason, so they bring back the Emperor. I mean, this is the big reveal. Rey is a Palpatine. The single best thing about 8, and even 7 kind of like hints at this, is that she's a nobody and the Force is everywhere. The Force Awakens, it like reignites across the galaxy. And yet he even like shits on his own movie with that. And her...
Yeah, and Rian Johnson been quoted on saying, like, defending why he did that. And it's great.
Yeah.
Because he's saying that it was the hardest thing for the audience to deal with.
Yeah, and for her to deal with. Because she spent her entire life waiting for her family to come back to find her purpose, and she doesn't have one. So,
a million times more.
Yeah, like, her story is now to continue, not for her family, but for herself, and to be her own person.
Which is a great message just in general.
Yeah. And, like, God, if it's based on lineage, it makes the Force so small. Like, in Episode 1, with all, like, training kids, are they Palpatines and Skywalkers? Like, why? I feel like that was just completely abandoned once the new trilogy came out. Or even the original trilogy doesn't have many.
They all killed. It's all the bloodlines of the.
Yeah, I mean, Order 66 just ended Force users, basically. It's so lame, dude. It's so fucking lame.
And, like, I don't know, 8 ends so nice with a broomstick and stuff like that.
I know.
The world just seems so vast.
Yeah.
And then you just shrunk it again and made it stupid as hell. The fact that she's a Palpatine just, like, ruins Rey for me.
Yeah, me too.
The movie's so bad.
And then she takes on the Skywalker last name. It's fucking twice in this movie. Strangers ask you what her name is, and then demand a last name. Twice. That would never happen in a million years. What's your name? Rey. What the fuck's your last name? Skywalker.
What did she say the first time?
I don't have a last name, or I don't have a family name. But, God, the last line of the movie is Rey Skywalker. Also, this movie ends This movie is Endgame. This movie has the exact same ending as Endgame. Lando basically should have just said on your left, and then brought the ships in. Also, how did the ships get there? Literally, that planet is like guarded by like some crazy like force, like and like comets and shit that they had to like strategically find a way through it, and yet they brought in 1 billion ships. Oh my god, dude! I haven't even looked at my notes yet. I'm still just fuck. I shouldn't get this mad about a movie. It's the worst Star Wars script ever written by a mile. Like the prequels are bad. That's because of acting, because of poor CGI. But at least it tells a cohesive story. It's not a good one, but it makes sense. You can hate The Last Jedi all you want, but it's a 2.5 story that's told over 2.5 hours. It's not a 4-hour movie jammed into 2.5 with the worst pacing ever. Nothing that is supposed to have an impact has an impact because you're gone in a second. We see Luke for what, 30 seconds, and she's gone. Leia died, and I felt nothing. Apathy. I was apathetic the entire time. I was flatlined. No high, no low. I felt like the end of Game of Thrones. I was staring at the screen, and things were happening in front of me. And I was a corpse.
And we're talking about the end of a trilogy here.
Yeah. And it's...
Like, the end of the H trilogy, I watched it with you. Me and you were both, like,
we're crying.
Emotionally, like, distraught walking out of that.
Yeah.
We, like, sat there after the movie ended.
God, that would have good a good ending that was.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I feel like they've been getting better at ending trilogies, too, but this just...
What is it about trilogies that they just can't do it? I was thinking about this with my mom. I mean, Lord of the Rings, obviously, the first 3 Indiana Jones movies, the original trilogy, but, like, other than that, third is where franchises go to die. Toy Story, yeah.
Yeah, then Big 4.
Apes is a good call. They're rebooting that, too.
Endgame, The Avengers.
Yep. It's not really a trilogy, but yeah.
If you count the last one as one whole movie.
Yeah.
That's a long movie.
You can never sit down and watch these movies back to back to back.
It wouldn't make sense.
Wouldn't make any sense. They're so tonally different, and
you'd watch 8, and then everything that happened in 8 would get what's it called? Recon?
Retconned.
Retcon.
Yeah.
And 9. And then you'd be like, wow, I just wasted 9 hours of my life.
I mean, you could even skip 7. Like, say this is just the first, and this is where you meet all the characters. Because this is the first time the main 3 ever hang out together. Dude, what did Rey want, or what did Finn want to tell Rey?
Oh my god, I never said. That he likes her, it must be that.
It has to be that, because people are saying, no, he wanted to tell her that he's force sensitive. Oh yeah, I'm about to die. Hey Rey, I'm force sensitive. Dead. Yeah. You would never say that. You would never fucking say that. But I think like they just forgot to resolve that.
I think they did.
Because like,
or something.
Because once they're alive, she says, "What did you want to tell me?" He goes, "Another time." And then later in the movie, Poe goes, "Hey, what did you want to tell Rey?" And then he's like, "Different time." But then end of the movie.
Now it's time.
Never said. Also,
but Lando almost.
Dude, that was so like, hey, let's get the 2 black characters to sit down next to each other. That's what it felt like.
Did you hear that? I guess I saw it on the deep web of Reddit that's Lando's daughter. They edited it out of the movie, but they kept that spot.
It seems like that's where they were hinting at.
Like, why is that Lando's daughter?
Yeah.
Lando's also not used in this movie.
He's barely used. I love seeing him initially, but also every line he delivers is if he had just had sex with that person. Like, he's just like, even when he says like, well, I'm going to go help you find, I'm like, did they just bang or are they about to bang? Like, I don't know. It's just so Lando that he's just like the suavest dude in the world. It's hilarious.
He's just happy to be there.
Yeah. But, dude.
Should we talk about the Han Force Ghost, or? Yeah.
And like, I'm in a bad mood when seeing Han doesn't like brighten my day. I mean, it was also though the one time where they like just shamelessly called back to something where it actually worked. Where when Kylo sees him, Han just goes, "I know." Like, that's a great callback. I don't need to see fucking Wedge Antilles driving an X-wing anymore. I don't need to see the ship Leia was on to start A New Hope. Like, I don't need that dumb shit. Like, when you can actually organically make it work, it's awesome. But, God, like...
And, yeah, it's just so Han, so it doesn't feel forced.
Right. I can't believe he came back.
I mean, that's a green screen. He rolled out of bed.
His hair is super shaggy.
Yeah. Did not do anything for that, but...
I mean, they didn't even have the balls to give her a new lightsaber. Like, that lightsaber exploded into pieces, and yet it's still intact, because that's what we know. We all know Anakin's lightsaber. Let's give it back.
Yeah. It's just... There's too many callbacks to the original trilogy.
Why is Leia's lightsaber blue, too? Give her a different color. It would have been cooler. Also, in Episode 3, if Mace Windu had 2 lightsabers, does Palpatine die right then and there? Like, what are the rules? What the fuck are the rules? Also, it's the 3rd time where Palpatine is hitting someone with lightning, taking it back to his face, and he's still doing it. What? Stop doing it, dude! Stop using lightning. It backfires every fucking time. My blood pressure's like probably through the roof.
Lightning looks sick.
It does.
But it never does any damage.
It never does any, except when it takes out the entire Resistance fleet.
Yeah.
But then it can't hit the girl in front of him.
I mean, he's so much stronger than her. Just
I know.
It's...
Not only is the On Your Left a ripoff, Palpatine all but says, I am inevitable, and Rey all but says, I am Iron Man. it's the same thing. It's this weird hive mind at Disney, where I don't know, like, did they not watch the movies? Where was the oversight? What is Kathleen Kennedy doing with these?
I don't think anything. Because there was... How do you not sit down and come up with the broad outline of a trilogy?
There was... I mean, it was pretty clear from Last Jedi that they probably didn't have a plan. This solidified it. There was nothing put on paper of what they wanted to do.
We bought it in 2012. The first movie came out in 2015, 2017, 2019. That is just so quick.
And also, JJ was saying, like, I had no time to prep for this. Push it back. You don't need to hit the window.
He probably didn't.
No. Colin Trevorrow got fired, like...
October before Last Jedi came out.
And I think they started shooting the next month. I want to say JJ had a month.
To write the screenplay?
Yeah, before they started shooting. Like, it was a bang bang. But he tries to tell stories as if they're puzzles. He loves mysteries. He hates answers. So when it came to going and getting answers, it seems pretty clear he went to Reddit and just like, what do people want to see? All right, all of it, put it in. There was no thought whatsoever. Like, dude, why did they kiss? Why did they kiss? I mean, people clapped because people wanted to see Reylo. Hashtag Reylo became a thing, and they
yeah.
It was just like pleasing to the moron fan.
I mean, how about Chewie getting a medal though? That was probably the most painful thing.
That was the single worst thing in the movie. I think is Chewie getting a medal.
If you take away everything, if it's a good movie and you give Chewie a medal at the end, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm upset, but I'm okay with it. When you stockpile 45 bad moments and then you put that in there, it's just
like,
it's over.
That also doesn't mean anything for anyone, except for like pretty big fans. My mom doesn't know that Chewie didn't get a medal in A New Hope. It's like it's been a dumb joke in the fan base for 40 years. You don't need to give him a fucking medal. Like, that's something the audience knows. There's no way Chewie even like considers that at all. Like, that's just a dumb thing for the audience.
What happened is on the day of shooting, they probably made 3 medals, and they're like, Chewie.
Yeah, it
Whatever.
was a production mistake that became a joke. I had a different example of a production mistake that in The Force Awakens, when Chewie just walks past Leia, that's a production mistake that was like a big problem that they should have handled better. Him not getting a medal was just like, oh shit, we didn't make one. Who gives a shit? Like, no one on that set probably cared. And now, why would Leia even have that? Why would she even tell Maz to give it to him? It's so stupid.
She would have gave it to him so many years
Yeah,
ago.
what a dick. Like, it makes Leia look like a dick.
She was waiting for him to sacrifice his life again.
Yeah.
Wait, how about the Ewoks moment?
Dude, and
Did I dream that? Or did that actually
that actually happened. And they showed Cloud City, too. At what cost? You know, at what cost? A couple claps that you're going to put this dumb shit in there?
Let the Mandalorian go to Cloud City. If you
I
really
know.
want to shoehorn something
So
like that in there.
It's so annoying. Oh, and also when so once they go to get Chewie, they go on that freighter or that ship they took from the desert. and yet they leave on the Millennium Falcon. There's so much shit that's like, oh, don't worry about it. We're moving on. Don't worry about it. Do not dwell on anything on this movie. Just
Shut your brain.
shut your brain off and we're going. That's constantly doing that throughout the movie. I have so many points that just end with fuck you. Ray Palpatine, fuck you. Death Star at every ship, fuck you. Chewie getting a medal, fuck you. Twin Sunsets, that is Luke's thing, and we already did that in the last episode.
For the record, Keegan was audibly saying, like, rolling your eyes, covering your face, like, I can't believe this. This is fucking terrible. Like, all of that was, Keegan was literally saying that during the movie.
There were so many, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I mean, I nearly slid out of my chair 10 times. Like, it just, just like, I couldn't believe it. And also the guy next to me took his shoes off, had Star Wars socks on, and his fist pumping the entire movie. I'm like, God. Maybe it was just the perfect storm of me being mad. I don't know. But also, so the Force has always been just to serve the story. So, yes, we had never seen anyone Force project, but it was in service of the story. Them being connected and being able to pass things to each other, I don't know. It was like made for a cool moment when he grabs the saber, but the implication of that is interesting. Like, could they have killed each other from across the universe when they were fighting? Like, I don't know, that's weird to me.
I'd love the Force talk in episode 8.
Me too.
I thought that was sick.
Yeah.
But in that, they're like, he's like, can you see the background and stuff like that? You know, it's very like...
Right, like he got wet and he was like, oh, she's somewhere where there's water or whatever. Like there were some little things would happen, but to hand things doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah. I never have issues with the Force, and I really didn't have any issues with this one. I'm trying to think. I can suspend my belief on that.
Yeah, that's not a huge complaint for me. That was just something that I couldn't fully buy, but again, it's to serve the story.
They were showing how strong these two were, but then also at times they were showing how weak they were. You know, that's what was kind of annoying. And he lost to it in a saber fight 2 or 3 times, right?
Oh,
Or does he win this one, I guess? And then he's about to kill her, and then Leia, I think, sacrifices herself to reach out to her son.
Oh, like on the water?
Yeah.
Oh, so that fight sucked.
Yeah, it was awful.
I think they forgot to score it, too. It's just wave sounds the entire time, which is really weird. And also, why is Finn there? I watched 7 on the fight back.
That is by far the best saber fight.
Yeah, the fourth, it's a really good fight. But all Finn does is yell Rey. Like, he's a really good yell, but it's like kind of all he does. He had such a good start being the stormtrooper that turned his back on the Empire or First Order and like turned good. He has nothing to do in this movie.
And Poe really doesn't have anything to do there. They kind of forgot to build those characters.
Yep.
What do you think about Force healing? Mandalorian foreshadowed that.
I know the day before, I think they did that on purpose. Kind of invalidates episode 1 because why doesn't Obi-Wan not do that to Qui-Gon? Like that, I feel like that should be the first Force power you learn is Force heal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could say, oh, he's not as strong as Baby Yoda.
Yeah, like I don't.
Who like faints after like moving anything.
Right.
Or Rey, who's just like erratic as hell, but she knows how to do that.
Yeah, and where's she learning this stuff? Also, Mark Hamill, you go back and watch 5 and 6. Alec Guinness is in those movies a lot as a Force ghost, like surprisingly a lot. Why is Mark Hamill not on the planet like teaching her? Why is Leia teaching her? Also, that flashback was brutal. The de-aged Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, they just look so rubber. It's bad look. But yeah, for Luke to barely be in this movie was shocking. Really shocking to me. And he never confronts Kylo again. Like,
why would he Force ghost to Kylo?
I don't know. Like when Han says, "Hey, kid,"
Vader Force ghost.
I wanted to see Anakin again.
Why wouldn't Anakin reach out to Ben? That would make sense.
Dude,
it was foreshadowed.
I know
something like that would happen.
When Han says, "Hey, kid," I thought that was Luke at first, but even make that Anakin.
Make that Anakin.
It's like and
then it works.
I know, and they do have that moment where like,
because in 7 they say like, I think he's like, I look up to Vader, and someone's like, well, you know Vader turned, right? Like,
yeah.
It's setting up for even that.
I know. It's a weird thing they forgot. Yeah, he forgot his own movie.
And it's Vader's fucking whole arc.
I know, dude. That's my biggest issue with this movie is what is Anakin's arc now? He delayed the inevitable for 30 years? Like, chosen one, fell to the dark side, redeemed by his son to save the galaxy for 30 years, and then it all happened again. It's like, what's the point of Anakin then?
He didn't kill the Emperor. How does
I
the
know.
Emperor not die?
I know,
How is
dude.
The Emperor dead now?
I know! Like, what's to say he didn't come back?
I think he looked more dead last time. Didn't he get thrown down a pit and, like,
Yeah.
fried?
And then the Death Star blew up. Yeah. It's, dude, even George said he's dead. Like, he told Ian McDiarmid, he said he's dead.
George didn't show up to the premiere.
Neither did Ryan.
You know what? I wish we would have had George's trilogy.
I know.
It would have been
It's
confident in that.
Yeah.
It would have been. At least it would have been cohesive.
Yeah. God, like, literally, 1 through 8 don't matter. They don't matter at all. That's crazy. To, like, not only invalidate, like, a couple things, invalidate all of it is ridiculous.
And invalidate Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Which you said via text to me. Charlie did.
God, dude, it's crazy. Also, make Finn and Poe gay. They're clearly gay.
Yeah.
Don't do the quick 1 second lesbian kiss. Make them gay because they're clearly gay.
Also, you're like shoehorning Poe's random ex.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think Keri Russell is in this movie to prove that Poe's not gay. When people were saying like, oh, when they were shipping Finn and Poe in The Force Awakens, I was like, oh no, that's lame. No, there is so much sexual tension between those two in this movie. Just do it. Just do it. Everyone wanted it. Just do it.
They did everything else.
I know. God, like.
Well, did you hear Oscar Isaac said they're cowards?
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably said it as a joke, but it's true. They are cowards. Yeah. Before the editor made a single decision, they did a line of cocaine. It's breakneck. Like, The Force Awakens is breakneck, but it's telling a 2-hour story. This is just like, nope, move along. Keep going.
I watched Force Awakens 2 days before I saw this movie, and like I was seeing the reviews coming in, and I was already just ready to not like this movie. I was pretty confident I wanted. It makes it sad now. Because I remember watching Force Awakens in theaters just like filled with new hope.
It is. It's so good. It's really good.
The characters are really rich. They handled Han the right way.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew Harrison Ford didn't want to be in many movies. So.
Yeah.
And then he did a good job with 8. We're in a fine spot.
I know.
And
like
really, it's low hanging fruit. The 9 writes itself.
I know. Everyone's saying like it's only messy and like fast paced because they're trying so hard to undo the stuff they did in Last Jedi. He could have easily told a very similar story with Palpatine and not changed anything about 8. Like, he went back on every decision.
Yeah, you could actually introduce Palpatine, and then that's fine.
Yeah. Like
I'd
he
still
could.
be really upset.
I would have been pissed because that's a terrible choice, but the story could have happened and still been, like, faithful to Last Jedi.
Palpatine has to be dead in order for the first 6 movies to work.
Yeah. That's Anakin's story. That is the entire point of those movies.
I would say George Harrison regrets selling it to Disney, but that dude's saying
George Harrison?
George Harrison.
George Lucas? No, I think he does regret it big time.
He probably could have sold to a different company and retained, like, producing credit at least.
Yeah. It's really bad.
Do you prequels or this? Prequels or Disney's trilogy? Which people are starting to call now, which I think is funny.
Disney's trilogy, yeah. Attack of the Clones is probably worse. That movie is like...
It hurts your eyes.
That movie is a disaster. That movie is like one of the worst movies I've ever seen, ever made. It's horrible. But in terms of taking them as a trilogy together, you gotta go with the prequels. Just because it tells a story that, like, makes sense. And Ewan McGregor puts that fucking thing on his back. Like, he's amazing in those movies.
Adam Driver tried to do it.
He really did. Yeah, he shines.
And they make Ben Solo in the movie for like 5 minutes. After he turns, he says nothing.
He never says another word. When he's Ben Solo, he says "ow" once, and he never speaks again.
Someone says, "I love how Ben Solo shops at the Gap." He's wearing a black.
He's wearing a black sweater. Yeah, no, it's sick. That fight was cool though. When he's like, throwing down,
yeah,
it was cool. The Knights of Ren are fucking lame.
I think they brought him back just to get slaughtered again.
Yeah. Also, yeah, all they're doing before that though is just like menacingly standing there, and then
that's all they do.
That's all they do. That's so bad. So at one point at the ending, it's oh wow, Kylo's dead. Nope, he's back. Oh wow, Rey's dead. Nope, she's back. Oh, Kylo's dead again. It's just like, oh, it's horrible.
What trilogy is it that like this character doesn't need to be in the movies and everything would happen? Is it
Indiana Jones in Raiders, because the Nazis get to the Ark regardless of his interaction. Yeah, damn good movie though. I gotta see if I have any other notes. I think I've had everything. I've been stewing on this. I can't get off Reddit. I can't. Like, I'm just like...
I was on Reddit too.
I'm constantly on the fucking Star Wars subreddit.
Are you commenting on that?
I'm commenting a lot.
Oh, really?
I'm commenting a lot. I have one comment that got like 200 upvotes.
Really? What was it?
It was the Mace Windu comment.
What was it?
So if Mace had a second lightsaber, he would have killed Palpatine right then and there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't get gold for that.
I know. Thanks. Oh, God. Oh, another thing. Them saying that Luke and Leia knew she was a Palpatine, and Ben knew that she was a Palpatine. No, they fucking didn't. Why would they not tell her that?
And also, Palpatine can tell her. Like, I mean, that. Also, why doesn't Palpatine Force Ghost her?
The Sith can't Force Ghost.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When they have the voiceovers of all the Jedi from like the shows, from the previous movies, just Force Ghost them. Give me Anakin. I just want to see Anakin. That's all I wanted.
I'm shocked we didn't.
I know. That's such a softball. Such a softball. Oh, Hux turning could have been interesting. Dead 2 seconds later. Donald Gleason, him being the spy.
Oh my god, that upset me so much.
Like, that was like, oh my god, like he hates Kylo that much where he's willing to like, that's pure hatred. Nope, dead.
I don't understand is that Donald Gleason gets a lot of screen time in the first two movies.
Yeah.
And then he has like, and I like Donald Gleason, his character, and as an actor, obviously. Yeah. But his turn, it's the most interesting this character's ever been. So cool.
Yep.
He dies. Literally within a minute.
Yeah.
He should have been on their side then. I don't know. Anything. And whatchamacallit's in this movie?
Richard Grant.
Who just...
He's fine.
But he dies abruptly too.
He gets smoked.
How does he get smoked by?
When Finn shoots that cannon at the tower, and he just gets blasted out of there. Oh my god!
What's up with the tower?
Move it to a different ship. Why is it? They're like, oh, they're attacking our one ship. Move it. Put the signal on a different ship. Also, why do you need a signal to move the entire fleet out? They don't have windows. They can't fly it themselves. Like, why does it need to be coordinated?
Just don't make a weakness. Just have them shooting at the ships. I don't know. Like,
dude.
And the GPS tower retracts, and then it's on a ship. Finn should have died. Finn should have died in 8. I love how they didn't like Rose because people just ripped on her and bullied her.
And they just
got rid of her.
And they justified it. Like they succumbed to online trolls that are racist to the first woman of color in Star Wars. Like,
mind blowing.
It's like just don't do that. Just like, oh, dude, wow, yeah. Like they just like let online trolls win.
Well, online trolls won.
Yeah. I mean, they
won.
They won. I wonder how much do I sound like a person after Last Jedi that didn't like it?
Yeah, but I don't think so. Because this is concrete. It's just terrible.
People think my dream, if I could have anything, I always root for one thing to happen at the Oscars. Whether it's Sly Stallone winning, crushed he did it, Spider-Man winning Best Animated. My one this year is for Rian Johnson to win Best Writer, Best Screenplay. Because he was ridiculed, he still is, for the script he wrote for Last Jedi. If he wins an Oscar, I'm going to be so happy. So happy. Stop hiring Chris Terrio to write your scripts, especially the biggest movie of the year. It's 3 in a row now. He's totally fucked up.
Didn't they bring back the Empire writer for Force Awakens?
Lawrence Kasdan, yeah.
Why did they stop doing that?
I don't know. My biggest fear with this trilogy was if they just do the original trilogy again, if they just make Empire again, if they just make Return of the Jedi again. I now wish they did that.
That would be so much better.
Why do I give this a 4? I hate this movie.
I know, you hate it so much. You can give another score.
I should want it. I should want it.
You should want it. This or Kin?
I mean this. Kin's not a movie. Kin's a trailer. Kin's a long trailer.
1.7. I give it a 0.7.
I don't want to talk about it anymore either.
Make sure it's a 0.7.
Yeah, I know. I will.
Sell that. I don't want to talk about this.
Like, I'm gonna go to my family party tomorrow, and they're like, "Hey, I might say no. I might say no. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, both my parents asked me, like, oh, it was terrible. Terrible? It was really, really bad. Oh. I thought those were usually good. No, this was really bad.
It's funny because they're usually not good. Isn't that crazy that a franchise this big is mostly bad?
Yeah, but 7 and 8 were good. I
Yeah.
left 8 glowing.
I know.
I went 8 blind, and I would have went a 9
This
blind.
this is the first time I saw reviews before going into the movie. Usually I delete my Twitter or delete the app and everything. It's the first time I went in with reviews. Just because we've been down on it for like a year now. We were like, I don't know about that title. That trailer doesn't look very good. JJ's back? I don't know. So I was like...
And then hearing that Ray's parents probably are somebody.
Yeah. Hearing Palpatine laugh, I'm like, oh boy, this could be a disaster. I was interested to see... I just wanted to see initial review, like initial Rotten Tomatoes scores, some initial thoughts.
I was really hoping for a good Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah.
Because 7, I watched every single Star Wars movie. 4, 5, and 6 the day and a half before seeing 7. So I didn't really care about reviews.
Yeah.
Nothing really would have spoiled that for me.
Yeah.
8, I went in completely blind.
Me too.
And I watched half of 7 leading into it. This one I watched 7 and 8 leading into 9, but I had let reviews come in.
I was thinking like, oh man, maybe if I would have gone in blind, I would have liked it more. But then I'm like, no, every choice they made was something I hated even before even seeing the movie. Like I would have hated if they made her parents. I would have hated another Death Star. I would have hated so many different things. I would have hated it regardless.
I mean, you had no spoilers. The only thing I knew that it was frantically paced, so much action, hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Generally mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's not really giving anything away. I definitely would have had those 3.
Oh yeah, you can't escape the pacing. Like you don't need to be told that the pacing's bad. You feel that.
And it was boring.
It's so boring.
Which is crazy.
It's so boring.
But like I said, I think it was because I was out of the movie from the word Palpatine.
Yeah. It's crazy that lightsaber fight does not play at all. You're just watching it.
Chopping wood of Finn and Kylo's opening lightsaber scene in this trilogy to just... Is that the only lightsaber fight in this one? Oh, I guess...
No, there's a ton of lightsaber fights.
Palpatine, I guess, is the lightsaber fight.
Yeah, Kylo and the Knights of Ren, Kylo on Mustafar to open it up, where he's just like slaughtering people, which is pretty cool.
I like the backhand technique, though.
Yeah. That's a cool saber, and they actually did use it pretty well. I was like, man, that's a dumb that they have a hilt, but they actually used the hilt pretty well.
I thought they were gonna make Rey have a double-sided lightsaber.
That seemed like another gimme that people wanted. She uses a staff. Why does she still carry the staff, by the way? She always has the staff. But how do you feel about her new saber? It uses pieces of the staff and his yellow or orange.
Of what staff?
You know her long staff.
Oh, yeah.
The handle of her lightsaber is a piece of the staff. Just a cool callback.
I think we all thought that it was going to be the actual staff with just lightsaber at the end.
I know, that's what I wanted.
And make it orange. That would be sick.
Yeah.
A dark fight with that orange staff lightsaber and a red lightsaber. I want to see what Rian Johnson had. Because he was originally supposed to write 9, so he at least had an outline of it.
Right.
He had some idea what he was going to do.
I don't remember at what point he was removed.
Writing?
Yeah. Maybe when he was given his own trilogy, they pulled him off. Okay. I'm done with this one.
So am I.
God damn, dude.
April 27th, 2017.
He was removed?
He was removed. So it was before
Before he even came out.
Jedi came out. He said he hadn't wrote a story or a script yet. So 3 years ago.
Interesting. Okay. Mike, we both saw 2 good movies as well.
Yes. 2 very good movies.
Very good movies. Featuring people we know and love. Rian Johnson, Adam Driver. Daniel Craig was in episode 7 as a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
There's some carryover. So, which one do you want to go with first?
We can go Knives Out first.
Knives Out. Yeah, I think I said this on the last pod. Classic Rian Johnson, taking a genre we know and love and kind of doing his own spin on it.
So I haven't seen anything besides Last Jedi before. I haven't seen Brick
You haven't seen Looper?
or Looper.
I haven't seen...
Brick's him?
Brick's him, yeah. Brick's really good. I saw it in high school for a class.
Mystery movie?
Yeah, it's a noir set in a high school.
Mm.
Yeah. So again, he takes these genres and kind of puts his own spin on it. But I don't want to spoil anything. Do you want to do spoilers for this or just quick thoughts? Because we're already at 55 minutes.
Yeah, we'll just do quick thoughts. I don't want to get into spoilers here. This movie's very, very good. I think it was shockingly funny.
Yeah,
and
it's really funny.
also really good scripts, foreshadow stuff later on in the movie, and this movie does it. Not one thing is missed.
Nope.
It's a
Every
great screenplay.
Every minute and word is like mandatory and makes sense and adds something. There's no fluff.
Setting's awesome. November in Boston, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the New England area.
In New England, yeah. Costumes are great. Everyone has their own color. The cast is out of this world. They should win the SAG.
It's this house where you don't know like what's behind the corners. It's like a spooky old house. I mean, the cast is unbelievable. Michael Shannon. That guy should win every movie.
I know Michael Shannon's great, and he's funny too. I think.
And like political undertones.
Yeah.
Here. I mean, both sides too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's one point, this isn't really a spoiler, where they basically have a Thanksgiving type conversation you'd have with your family, and like, yeah, he plays both sides of it. Like Tony Collette is an airhead arguing on the side of the left, so like it's not like a Trump bad, wall bad, immigrants good. It's kind of like it plays both sides pretty accurately.
And both. I'm gonna spoil something here, so I just won't.
And I mean, I'd only see Ana de Armas in Blade Runner, which is really good in, but it's a pretty small part. She's amazing in this movie. Like she carries it. Her and Daniel Craig are outstanding.
He wants to always make this a series, which I'd be happy with.
Yeah, keep giving me more of Benoit.
With a Cajun accent.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be a quiet. Like the way he talks.
Best coach
Yeah, I know.
But it stays throughout.
It's consistent.
Daniel Craig's an awesome actor.
He is a really
Stop
good actor.
doing Bonds.
It's
I know he wants to stop doing Bonds.
Yeah, he most of like Pierce Brosnan though did nothing when he was doing Bond. He's actually manages to do other projects throughout. Girl with the Dragonfly Tattoo. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That's the name of a podcast I just listened to. Oh yeah, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Logan Lucky. Yeah, he pops up in good stuff still. In addition to I think he's a really good Bond. But yeah, man, if you haven't seen this yet, it's still out there. I can see it getting a lot of nominations come award season. 9 out of 10. I scored it on the last one.
Oh, I got a 9.1.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
And up there with my favorite screenplay of the year.
He does a really good job giving everyone motive. Like, it could literally be anyone in the house. And like, they're all pieces of shit. So like, it could literally be anyone. That opening scene where he's interviewing all of them, hitting the keys. My only issue, it seems great. That section of the movie is great because it's pretty long. My only issue with the movie is Lakeith Stanfield's underused.
Yeah, he is.
Which is a shame because he's one of my favorite working actors right now, but completely underused.
No acting done by him in this.
No.
He's not told to act at all in this.
No, he's Lakeith Stanfield. Just kind of like, yeah. I still like him, but
still smooth though.
So fucking smooth. And then Marriage Story, which has been out on Netflix for close to a month now.
I want to say December 6th it dropped.
Oh, Irishman was end of November, right? Yeah, December 6th, you're right. Marriage Story, Adam Driver, tour de force for him, and Scarlett Johansson, written by Noah Baumbach, which has written a lot of good stuff, a lot of kind of shit as well. I think he's very hit or miss. But Marriage Story, what did you liked it a lot, huh?
I loved it.
I knew you would.
I
knew you would. Yeah.
I loved it. And dude, Adam Driver is like the best living actor right now.
Yeah, dude. It's funny that the scene that I think he's amazing and is kind of getting mocked on Twitter.
I don't know why it is. Caroline's literally upset. She wants to pick fights with you on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, it is very. It does feel like a acting school kind of scene where it's big. Like the actors go big with it. But I mean, I was crushed by it, dude. I thought he was incredible.
When he puts his palms on his head and starts screaming, I'm just like, oh, I'm feeling that. That was the biggest it was, but I really, really liked it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing I really didn't like about this movie. There's one scene.
Oh, yeah, which doesn't go anywhere.
Necessary.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. I think the movie looks like shit, though.
Really?
I think it's the worst looking movie I've ever seen. Oh. Yeah, no, it is. It's... I think they just like forgot to light it.
Did you watch it in theaters?
No, I watched it on Netflix.
Maybe
I mean, the cinematographer came out and said he wanted to make it look as real as possible, but I'm like, it's a movie though. I don't really want it to look like dog shit because it's just like lit by like. I feel like every
artificial light.
Yeah, I feel like every light bulb was purchased in like 1972, and it's all like yellow and orange, and it just looks so bad. That was like it kind of took me out of how awful it looked.
Really, I liked it.
Really,
I didn't really notice it.
I I knew it was on purpose because like the guy said, he wanted to feel like real life. But I'm just like, this is like really, really bad. I also had another issue. I can't remember what it was though.
But you liked it.
I liked it. I did like it. I give it an 8 out of 10. I did like it.
I give it a 9.2 out of 10. 9.25 out of 10.
There you go.
I think this might be my favorite non-original song in a movie too. Being Alive.
Oh yeah. Hey man, he crushes that.
With his very average.
Yeah. Here, let's see.
Talk about
Aspect ratio. Was he just slightly off for you? It wasn't quite 16:9 for me. It was like there was two very thin black bars on both sides.
I didn't notice that.
Really? Yeah. I was like, why is this not just 16:9? This is made for a home audience. It was weird. It was really weird.
How about just a gut punch though throughout? I mean, it is.
Yeah, a love story through the frame of divorce, dude. And it made me not want to get married ever, because I'm like, oh my god, divorce is like nasty.
I know. And watching it with my girlfriend was a very interesting experience.
Yeah.
Though I do recommend doing it. Though it is terribly, like, you look at the person like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But
It's just like
it's an interesting experience. I would recommend it.
It's just mudslinging and expenses, and you come out hating it when you didn't want to do that to begin with. Yeah, it's ugly. It's really ugly. My note was, I want to fist fight the aspect ratio and lighting guy. Yeah, it really bothered me. It's a small thing, but it really, really took me out of it.
He's, I think, the favorite to win right now, and I hope he does.
Adam Driver.
Yeah. And ScarJo's really
ScarJo's good too. I think he's better though.
Yeah,
he's better.
He has more to do. Too.
He has way more to do. Yeah. Who did you pick a side?
I was inside Adam Driver. My girlfriend was on the side of ScarJo, which I think is naturally supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But she sparks the flame that causes everything.
Yeah. I was bouncing back and forth. It does a really good job kind of portraying both sides.
It does.
Yeah.
Them being actors always takes me out of the movie.
I hate when writers write writers.
But Noah Baumbach does that in every single movie.
It's like Stephen King. His main character is always a writer. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Write what you know, I guess.
So he was going through divorce when he started writing this. A lot of his friends were going through divorces. He spent like 4 years of research, like legal research too.
Oh, yeah?
Divorce, stuff like that. So a lot of time enough for winning this movie.
Laura Dern's good. Ray Liotta's good.
Ray Liotta's awesome.
He is really good.
Would really like to see him do more.
Yeah, he has a weird face. He's
And it's just
clearly
plastic.
he's a
That's
plastic
not good.
face. Yeah, but he's good.
Laura Dern's winning awards for this too.
I love Laura Dern.
She's really good in this, but she's playing her Big Little Lies character.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, she's really good at that character. But he was married to who's the girl who's in Annihilation?
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
He was married to Jennifer Jason.
And now he's with Greta Gerwig. Yeah, it was weird. Because we were talking about it at work, and my boss was like, "Oh, he was married to that lady that was in plays." I'm like, "Lady that was in plays? What the fuck does that mean?" I look up like, Jennifer Jason Leigh, like a very known person. Her wording it that way was bizarre to me.
Did Jennifer Jason Leigh?
I have no clue. I have no clue. She was in Fast Times when she was like 16.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I was like, the lady was in plays.
In Fast Times, and then the actress in this movie got her big break in like a.
Wow, yeah, and for showing her boobs.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh shows her boobs in Fast Times.
Yeah.
So she's probably 18 then. She probably wasn't 16. I think she plays a 16-year-old.
I don't know. Brooke Shields did a nude scene like when she was 14.
That's true. Old Hollywood is weird.
New Hollywood's weird.
Rise of Skywalker is bad.
Should have done that note.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Psychopathy.
Michaels, are you okay?
It's just beer.
What kind of beer?
I'd like a keg of beer, please.
Hey, Johnny, how about a beer, huh?
Better when I'm drunk.
Would you have it again? I enjoyed it. It's a solid
It's good.
IPA.
It is a solid IPA. And for 6.9, it's pretty smooth.
Yeah. Mad Tree. We're just brewed in
Cincy, I believe.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, solid beer. Thanks for listening. Sorry for putting you through that. Hopefully you made it through. I just kind of had to get that off my chest. It's been bottling up. I've been drinking so much since that movie. Like, I got home, had a drink. I drank a ton yesterday. I was super hungover this morning. Just like,
About to drink more now.
about to drink more now. I'm about to be on a bender because of fucking Rise of Skywalker. What a bad title. What a bad last line.
Should have known that.
Literally, I tweeted April 12th, before the premiere of season 8, when the title was revealed for this. I tweeted, by the end of 2019, I'm going to hate Game of Thrones and Star Wars. Nostradamus. Nostradamus, baby.
Who would have thought New Year's Day 2019, out of Endgame,
Game of
Star
Thrones.
Wars, Game of Thrones, that Avengers would have got it right.
And would be the only one that got it right.
By miles.
Yeah, not
It's
just...
an argument.
Yeah. Everything I love sucks.
Wow.
Except for
That's a
Marvel.
impression.
Oh, boy. Thanks for listening. Follow me at Catch Me Keegan, us
Our
at
next
movie
one
underscore
will probably be our
ReBrew.
Top of the decade. We're going to do a top 10 of the decade.
Yeah. I'm going to try to do... I need to start doing that, dude.
Guess who's putting a thought on that too? This guy. But
Yeah.
it will all be easy.
It's going to be 2015 heavy for me, probably. Yeah. So we'll see you next time for probably like a... It's probably going to be a mix of Best of the Decade and a 2019 wrap-up, because we all have seen 1917. You'll have seen Uncut Gems. Little Women comes out. So there's still a couple more to tackle before we do our end of the year top 10. But
We'll probably do a couple more movies in our top 10 next week of
Yeah.
the decade.
yeah. So look out for that. Not sure when that'll be. Probably soon, while we're both in Cleveland.
Yeah. We're still
Yeah.
here for like 2 months. Have you seen Last Black Man in San Francisco?
Not yet. I'll get to that. Oh, The Witcher just came out too. I haven't gotten to it yet though.
I'm surprised it's a book video game then.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Alright.
All right. See you next time.
Sometimes you explode and drop a few lines. When I catch you through the static, I wish goodbye. What a classic. Millennial girl in love once a year. When it comes, she disappears. Maybe she'll stay